we will create another class, right? Another one. This one, it will be persistent, so it will be public abstract class persistent mono singleton, right? It is also generic. It inherits also from the singleton instance class, which is generic also, where also this template, right? Where also this template, however class, it inherits from the mono behavior class. Mono behavior okay, view. All right, so this class, the only difference between this class is that I don't want this class to be destroyed whenever we load another scene. That's why I'm making it persistent. So to make sure that it is truly persistent, I will override. Remember that protected method we talked about in our single instance class. So we're going to override that method over here. So by saying base.awake, we take everything that is inside this method, right? And then additionally, what I want to do is to say call don't destroy on load. That's it. So that will be our base, the base singleton. So we'll be using this code for all our managers. For example, if you don't want to destroy the manager game object, we will inherit from this persistent mono singleton, which is a singleton class also. Or if you just want the basic singleton class, we will just inherit from this one. Now the basic construct of this class is here, right? So what makes it singleton is because of this thing right here, field, right? We have the property, which is the get, but it's a private set. We're not going to set it inside this class, right? Now it is static so that we can access it on every class that we use. So when you during the awake, remember this is called before start, right? So starting with the awake method will be called. We check whether this instance is not null. If it is not null, it means there is a duplicate instance on our scene. We don't want that. That can cause many problems. So we print the error. If that is the case, we print the error, then we destroy it. So the other thing that we have left out when we were busy creating our single instance class, we only focused when this is another ability, right? When that will happen, maybe if you quit, maybe the application is exited in a maybe not pleasant way. For example, let's say you are playing a game, and then maybe there's your computer is turned off, or your battery dies, right? That means you will be quitting the game. Not intentionally sometimes, but yeah, it's possible, right? So the other method that I want to add inside this singleton instance class is this one. This method is called on on application quit, right? This happens when you quit. Maybe let's say you want to play the game and then your phone, your battery dies. So you will be out of the game, right? So that's why we have this method called on application quit. Yeah, on application quit. It's private, right? So if this is the case, right? If this is the case, we want to make sure that we destroy our instance there, because that can cause the problems, right? Instance by assigning to it's a generic, remember? So I can say assign that instance to default, right? You can do null, but sometimes can cause problem. Default T. This is the same as saying maybe instance dot is equals to null, right? So then I would like to destroy the object. If this is the case, I will destroy that game object also. So now all we have to do is to say make this method protected. Make protected. What? Protected. And then make it virtual so that we can be able to override it if we willing to. And so now just go to the manager there and then right click and then just create an empty game object, name it game manager. Again, select it, right click, create empty. This one name it maybe UI manager. Again, right click and then create empty. This one name it maybe database manager. So we will be creating scripts. Again, go to the script folder. Set the script folder under managers, right click, create C#, type game manager. Again, right click, create another C# script. This one name it database manager. Okay. So again, you're going to right click, create C#. This one is going to be UI manager. So now, okay, you can click your game manager, drag and drop the game manager script. You can even create some sort of a tag, maybe give it some sort of a call. Same thing to the UI manager. You click it, you drag and drop that script there, database manager, drag and drop the database manager script on it. Now going back to inside this folder, assets folder, inside the prefabs folder, right click it. I want you to create another folder, name it create a folder, name it managers, right? So now we're going to use the prefabs. That is the we will be able to reuse those game objects if we convert them to the prefabs. So to create a prefab, you select the object that you want. In this case is the game manager. I want you to drag it and drop it inside the manager folder. Okay, so if it is a prefab, it will change the color and the icon to be blue. Again, the same thing I want you to do on the UI manager. You click it and you drag it to the manager folder, and then database manager also click and drag it into this folder. While we're here, I want you to also do the same thing to the ball. Click it and drag it outside the manager folder, but inside the prefabs folder. And to the player, click and drag. And while I'm here, I would like to drag this event system. This is for UI, right? So I want you to drag it inside this setup folder. Okay, now my project is kind of organized, so I will begin with the game manager script. Now that after you have opened your game manager, make sure that you delete everything inside this class, right? Everything inside this class, you delete it, and then instead of inheriting directly from the mono behavior, I will inherit from that class we have made, right? That is the mono singleton, right? The type will be the same as game manager. Alright, that's it. Now this is class. Now it is a singleton class because we are inheriting from the single class that we have created earlier on. So let's start first. Define the fields and properties that we are going to use on our game. For example, like the score, the coins, the levels. So I will start first by first of all, I'm going to need the environment, this transform. I'm going to need this transform because it stores my balls, the players. Also later on I will store my levels inside this transform. So I'm just going to say here I'm gonna need it's going to be private. I don't want to access it outside the script, so it's going to be private transform, and then it's going to call it environment transform. So you will understand later why I need this property. So for now, just type it. So the other thing is that I'm going to assign it on the inspector. So to do that, you're going to type the square brackets, right? Inside those square brackets, you type serialize the field. So now I can access it inside our inspect. Again, you're going to need the prefabs, right? The ball. Let's start with the ball. I'm gonna need the ball. I need that prefab there. I can do game object, and then the name will be the ball, maybe the ball prefab, right? The ball prefab. Okay, again I'm gonna need the player, right? The player, I'll name this one player prefab, right? Okay, this is the field that I'm going to assign it on the inspector, right? Okay, while we're here, also I'm gonna need some fields, right, to store my during the gameplay. I want to store those player, the ball, and okay, the other one that I'm missing it is, okay, we have the environment, this is the transform, we have the ball, we have the player. What about the levels? We need the levels, right? So because we're going to have more than one level, so I can use the array to create the collection of those levels that I will create on my during the level design. Yeah, so just create okay, we'll call it something like the level prefabs, the level prefabs, right? This is going to store all the levels that we're going to have. So inside the game, during the gameplay, I'm gonna need the same game objects to manage the state, whether they're still on the scene or not. So for example, let's say I will need to know the current level I'm at as I'm playing the game. I will need to store the reference of my ball and the player, whether it still exists on the scene, right? So just type these fields. We're going to use them later on. So things that I'm going to need, right? I'm going to need things like score. I'm going to display the score, like the coins, maybe on my during the gameplay or on my main menu. So like lives, maybe, or maybe the high score, maybe something like things like that. So okay, let's create the fully implemented properties so that we can easily set up those field whenever we make changes. So by typing something like prop full, we will create the fully implemented property. So I will just double tap, and then this one, maybe I want to store the score first. Just first do the score. This will be the current score on my scene. So yeah, I'm going to set up the score, the value, then maybe right here I can even create additional information, but for now I can do to do. Maybe set up, update the text on my user interface, maybe to do. Maybe I would like to update the score text, something like that. Score text right here. I'll find the best way to do it. While we're here, just create another property. Again, prop. Prop full. This time maybe it's coins. Let's talk about coins, right? This one will store the coin. Tab. Coin. So yes, the same process right here. Maybe I'll have the label for the coin. So yeah, I can probably, when I'm setting this value, I also update the text on my user interface there. Okay, I can do it on different stuff like maybe level. maybe a level. Prop full, we double tap, it's an integer. This is going to be the level which I'm at. Okay, I made a mistake right here. It is the prop full, right? Then this is going to be the level. Tab. This is going to be the level, right? The same thing I'm gonna do right here. I'm gonna update my score text. Okay, maybe I'm having some issues. Okay, maybe I've deleted some things there. Okay, what else we going to need? What else we going to need? Okay, let me do this, right? Nope. Okay, I'm going to maybe lives. What about lives, right? Probably you start with certain lives on the game, so double click. Maybe this one will store the lives. I need to know how. Maybe we'll start with the 3 lives. Then each time when you lose, we decrement the lives. When it's 0, it is game over. That's a simple logic. Again, we can update that text some way, maybe.